Hello guys, I know that a lot of good people around the world are desperately waiting for Putin to disappear, and they naively believe that together with Putin all the aggression, all wars will disappear. No, first of all, because there are unfortunately millions of Putins inside Russia. I mean, people who fully support his vision of the world. And also because inside Russia, thousands of people are working to preserve Putin forever. And if it won't be possible physically, it may be possible with the support of artificial intelligence, deepfake videos, and actually there is a lot of proof that they already use it to broadcast the Kremlin dictator. Let's discuss how dangerous that is it actually possible, and what does it tell us about the Russian mindset? My name is Anna, I'm from Ukraine, I'm in Ukraine. Greetings from the brave Kyiv. And if you want to see the collapse of the Russian Federation, Putin defeated, subscribe. We will discuss all of that on the channel, and I guarantee you no deep fakes will save him from the justice served. There are videos of Putin that definitely look fake, especially when he meets with large numbers of people. All of you remember how he met with Macron, Scholz, and other leaders sitting at a very, very long table. It is because Putin is afraid of people, and I think there is 100 of different reasons why he is afraid of them. Starting from various viruses and COVID phobia and finishing with, perhaps he knows how evil he is. And that is why whenever you see Putin hugging people, sitting close to children or women, most likely this is either a doublet or a fake video. I did not believe in the theory of doubles until I've learned more about the dictators. For a normal politician, it seems abnormal, but for a bloodthirsty dictator who knows how many people dislike him, once again, very politically correctly speaking, it's quite popular to have these doubles. And by the way, we have a separate video about that on the channel that I connect here. But apart from doubles, modern technologies, especially artificial intelligence, offers a lot of opportunities. And Russians are testing it. Recently, there was one video where he spoke with some political representatives, and it looked very blurry on the edges, which made millions of reporters around the world saying that this is not the real Putin, but perhaps a deep fake. Russians are not very successful with the artificial intelligence developments, and that is a very vivid and kind reminder to all of you that Russia is a dig and sell economy. It's not about creation, it's not about innovation, it's not competitive on the market. So the only way for them to survive is to keep attacking other more or less successful countries, especially on the borders. And maybe they will steal some AI technologies from the United States. Maybe China will borrow them one more technology, but they are working on this digital image of Putin. I think officially it goes as a way to make this worshipped Kremlin dictator be present everywhere he is needed. So he will communicate with various people, maybe even foreign delegations, representatives, maybe even Witkoff via, I don't know, Zoom or other specific channels, and in reality this will be just a digital double. Actually, I think in authoritarian regimes it's not that bad, because they literally repeat one and the same things like a mantra. They do not think of new ideas, they don't brainstorm something, they repeat traditional Russian propaganda BS. And like literally any digital double can do that. You don't need it to respond, to react, to answer the questions, because real Putin does not do that too. Remember to subscribe and to share these videos if you share my opinions, to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine, and that is very important in, once again, this very chaotic world. And check my new video on my new channel where I talk about the feeling of joy and guilt in times of the big war. I believe these are very important topics that are underrepresented on the traditional media and even on my main channel. So, Russian programmers, they are really good at the informational warfare, and they are working right now very hard to develop these various technologies that can create digital doubles of Putin. And another thing, apart from like talking to anyone who needs that, this artificial double, this digital double, this deepfake, whatever you choose, can continue living after Putin is gone to hell, where he actually belongs, as the majority of the Russian army. Just think about that, guys. Almost 1 million people of the Russian soldiers are there already. All the lost souls who chose a very wrong direction in their lives and crossed the border, which literally made them war criminals. And in Russia, and those of you who know Soviet history, it's very common to hide the truth about the health, the state of the dictator. Somehow they keep nourishing these dictators really quickly at a very high pace, and like every decade, every 20 years, they need one. And that is one more reason why we need to defeat, demilitarize, and deliver justice to the Russian population too, for them not to bring new Putin 20, 30, 50 years later, for our next generation to fight against this evil again. It must be ended, defeated once and forever. With Stalin, it was very illustrative. After he died, it seems to me for a couple of days people were afraid to come close to his corpse and to check. And they were fighting for the one who will get this position next. And they literally did not know how to live without a dictator. That is unfortunately a Russian mindset. And combined with this constantly repeated nonsense phrases, literally Putin can live forever. And that is why waiting for him to disappear, and once again I'm being very politically correct for the YouTube, waiting for him to disappear and hoping that all of our problems, all wars and conflicts, all this hybrid warfare against your countries will also disappear, unfortunately is very wrong, because the problem is not the dictator himself. Some of you once gave me this beautiful quote of Winston Churchill. I hope it's correct, because Winston Churchill is the one to whom we ascribe a lot of quotes, but he said, if the country is run by a dictator, it is not only a dictator to blame. And that is very much about Russia. Because in all those Russian tanks, Russian submarines, Russian bombers that target Ukrainian civilians when they go to the church, that destroy bakeries, that kill children on the playgrounds, are Russian soldiers, not Putin. Putin cannot control 140 million people. They let him control them. They find their excuses in his strong hand. And even when they will see that the videos are fake, maybe it's not Putin, maybe the edges are too blurry, or he was not there, or that, they will keep pretending that that's okay, that's the Kremlin dictator, we obey, he tells us, we obey. Because that's their escape from the reality. That is their excuse from the war crimes they have committed together. They are desperately afraid of this joint responsibility. And our task is to defeat, demilitarize all the responsible, and then to work really hard, perhaps for decades, with the very lost Russian population. By the way, the Russian Federation has a great potential for the dissolution. Let me know what you like and you talk about that on the channel. And remember to subscribe if you're new. Join me on X, Blue Sky, Threads, Discord. Check our merch shop for lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. But most importantly, thank you for standing with Ukraine. This means a lot. Sending you all the best wishes from this very beautiful Kyiv, and Slava Ukraini!